It's visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Okay. So, good evening, all of you. So, the topic for the today's one-day National Faculty Development Program is, the ICT tools and resources for the teachers. Right. So, we all are faculties, and nowadays we can understand the importance of the ICT tools in our day-to-day life. Right. It has gained significant importance in our day-to-day life, and we must ensure that we must be enriched, and we must know how to utilize all such tools and techniques for our own development. And at the same time, we also needs to see to it that we should utilize all such kind of tools and techniques for the enrichment of the knowledge for our students also, right? So this kind of tools and techniques has gained a lot of importance in today's scenario, right? So with that, let me start with the presentation. Okay. So first of all, we need to understand the higher educational goals. So if I need to define the higher educational goal is the primary goals we need to understand. The primary goals, if I need to define, then first of all, we need to understand the employability. So we are in the education system. We are in the universities, in self-finance colleges, government universities, right? So where we are providing the educations to the students. So we must needs to ensure that whatsoever education that we are providing to our student, we must needs to ensure that the student should have the employability in the market, means they should be placed at some good place. So our system and our knowledge should be according to the requirements of the market, and student should have the requirement, and you student should understand the needs of the corporates. Accordingly, we have to provide the education. Second is earning potential. So our journey and our work is not going to end with only to have the campus placements of the students, right? But we also needs to ensure that whatsoever education that we will provide to our student, right, so they should have the increased employability in terms of, when I'm saying this term, that is increase employability. So I'm must talking about the earning potentiality, and students should have enriched with all the skills and talents that they need to ensure that they needs to gain as a part of their increased earning potential, right? So they have to see to it that students should have the sufficient amount of earning potentials, right? Then we also have to see to it that students should have the advanced knowledge, advanced they should be enriched in terms of the area in which they are working. So they should possess all sort of core knowledge, and apart from all this aspect, they should also ensure that they should be signed, and they should be keen, efficient in terms of their knowledge and efficiency. Wisdom means they should be all around developed. The 360-degree development should be required from the student side. So they should have the wisdom also. And research and experimentation. So research and experimentation says that we have to develop a scientific looks among the students, right? We have to adopt certain system where students can be in touch with the research and experimentation, so that the acceptability of the research and experimentation should become among the students, and that's how we can uplift the goal of the higher education. The secondary goal, if I need to talk about for the higher education, so it is a spiritual growth. Spiritual means positivity. What I can say, psychologically strong mindset that we have to develop. Huh? Psychologically, we have to develop their mindset amongst the people. Mental growth. So mentally, they should be strong. They should have the readiness to adopt the changes. Mentally they have to develop, and they have to adopt some changes. Sometimes what happens, we regret to adopt certain new system whenever it comes to in our mind, right? So we have to develop the mindset of the students in such a way that they should be enriched in terms of their mental growth. Engaging in question answer round. So we must need to ensure that we should provide sufficient amount of questions to the students on the topic or in the domain in which we need to teach to our students, and through which we can engage them into the scientific outlook, and we make them force to think on particular topic, particular area, where students can have the brainstorming activity, and through which they can enrich and they can enhance their knowledge and productivity. Facilitating better lifestyle, we must need to see that by having all such good qualities, having all such positive aspects in the minds of students, we can be able to provide a better lifestyle in terms of the overall employability, positive attitudes, and spiritual ability, through which the students can have the 360-degree development in future aspects. Developing scientific outlooks, so we make them force to have all such things which is happening into their life. We must need to teach them that nothing is happening by just like a sake of happening, but it has certain reasons for happening such kind of things. So we need to develop a scientific outlooks, scientific parameters, scientific way of looking things in the minds of students, so students can be enriched by all such way outs to think about it. So now we need to see to it, what are the new dimensions of higher education, right? We need to understand the multiple dimensions that we need to see for the higher education. So whenever I need to describe the dimensions of higher education, so I usually believe that these dimensions are in three parameters. So the first one is the branding that we need to see to it. Second is openness, and the third one is the academic quality. So when we talks about the branding, so branding itself is the name and fame that all educational institute universities are having in terms of their quality of education that they are providing to the society, to the students in the different domain, right? So yes, so education institutes are known for their brand name. So for to achieve those brand names, they need to achieve certain academic excellence in higher education, and this kind of excellence can be easily achieved when we are well versed and our staff is well versed with all such of ICT tools and techniques that we need to define. Openness. So whenever we talks about the adoptions of ICT tools and techniques in our day-to-day academical activities, so openness in terms of the acceptance of the ICT tools and techniques among the faculties and students should be there. If it is not there, believe me, the education is not going to full-fledged, is not going to grow. So we must need to ensure that the education should have the openness. Then we also need to see to it that there are certain agencies, there are certain parameters, there are certain courses through which we can have the integration of ICT tools in educations, and through which we can provide the quality of educations to our students. That is the MOOC courses, that is massive open online courses, open access courses, open educational resources. So these are the parameters through which we can provide the education to the students. Three dimensions of ICT tools. That is, first is creativity. So whenever we are talking about the integrate, information and communication technological tools adoption, so we have to be very creative. Creative in a sense, whatever new, evolutions, new parameters, new instrument which is coming out in a day-to-day life for the adoption, we must need to adopt. And to have such adoption, we should have the creative thinking and mindset to have the successful adoption in the education system. Then after, we have to see this competitiveness. So whatever tools and techniques that we are planning to adopt in our education system, we must need to see the viability of the information and communication technology. It should be efficient according to the needs, according to the market, and according to the trends. If such kind of tools and techniques are outdated and still we are adopting in our education system, so we are not in a position to fight into competitions into the market. And most importantly, we will not be in a position to grow our students as per the market requirements. So suddenly we will lose our brand name, brand quality, brand name, right? So at no cost, no education institute, no faculties would like to put themselves into this condition. And to sustain these conditions, we must be competitive. Then collaboration. I have seen many universities, foreign universities, are going for the collaborative approach with the help of signing MOUs with good institutions, corporates, agencies. So this is a collaborative efforts in a sense. Nowadays, the education is an integration of collaborative efforts of academics and corporate. So collaborative effort says that education institute are having all such parameters related to the education, but to support those parameters in the education system, there are certain tools, there are certain guidelines which needs to be adopted, and this kind of guidelines should be provided by the corporates, right? So if education institutes are not collaborating with those kind of corporates and agencies, it will be very difficult to have the collaborative efforts with all such agencies. So collaborations is very, very important in terms of ICT tools. And if we do all such things, finally we would be able to decide the harmony in the society, right? So if our ICT tools should be adopted with the consideration of all these three parameters, that is 3C, which I have described over here, that is creativity, the tool should be competitive, and it should be in a collaborative efforts. If at all, if we are not, if we don't want to invest, or we are not in a position to invest on such kind of ICT tools, we should have the MOUs to utilize those tools for a certain period of time. But we should not avoid to utilize those tools for the students if it is a need of an hour for the students as per the trends of the market, right? So we have to see to it that the harmony should be developed among the students, and that is what the harmony for the institute, and ultimately it will bypass to the harmony in the society. So types of ICT tools, if I have to describe over here, so YouTube's, so from YouTube's we have the multiple videos on the topics that we are looking for, audio visual guidelines, step by steps, we can follow the multiple experts, those who have created their YouTube channels, right? And they are putting their experts videos on particular topic that we are looking for. So YouTube is one of the great medium to see to it. Apart from YouTube, you have Wikipedia. So Wikipedia is one of the medium to have the lookout on the concept theoretically. So if theoretically any concept you want to refer, historical background you want to refer, so Wikipedia is one of the medium to look after. Google Groups. So Google is a great medium. Google is a great platform to have multiple parameters on the ICT tools. Like you can have the communications with your corporates or to the official channel through the mails. You can put the calendars. So if you want to plan out your all the activities for the organization or corporates or universities, so you can utilize the Google Calendar, which will pop up the notifications well in advance for the reminder part for the Google Calendar. So these are the ICT tools which you can utilize for information and communication technology. And you should be sound enough to utilize such tools, because it reduced our efforts, it reduced our stress, and it helps to bring out, it helps to complete our work in a very hassle-free way, to complete those works and have the great results at the end of the work. Google Contacts. So if you want to create a contacts on a single platform, so you just upload your Excel or CSV file on Google Contacts, and if you upload in your settings in your mobile phone, right? So whatsoever name that you have put in the Excel or CSV file, it will automatically upgraded in your email ID contacts. So you don't have to save individual numbers if it is in hundreds and thousands of people. So if at all we are planning to make a students group, right? So what faculties are doing, that taking one student number, they are adding that students and they are sharing that number to the multiple students. So what happens, sometimes we are not in a positions to decide who is left out to join the groups if we have to create in short period of time, right? But instead of doing this kind of practices, we should add the context through the Google group, right? So Google will give you all the context, and you don't need to ask to the students to join the group, but you yourself can add all the context in a single ticks, right? So this is a facility which is available with the Google Contacts, right? So we must utilize this kind of facility, right? So in a single click, you can create a WhatsApp group, and within 5 minutes, you can circulate your message to the thousands of people if you want to communicate, right? Or you can say, you can put your message to the thousands of new first year joining students. If you want to communicate the college starting date and time, right? So you can create a WhatsApp group in 5 minutes to the new students, even they have not reported to our university. So this is a facility which is available through the Google. So we must utilize as a part of communication technological tools for reducing our efforts, to make our works more feasible, more effective, right? So these are the facilities that we have to see. Google Docs. So Google Docs is equivalent to the MS Word, right? So whatsoever documentations you want to make it in terms of the records, if you want to make official communications, letters, so all such things you can do it through the Google Docs also. So Google Docs you can share it. So if at all you are working on some research work on certain projects works, parameters, project file, where the input of multiple peoples are required on a single file, so instead of working on the Microsoft Word, right, you all can create a Google Docs where the access can be shared with multiple people, right? So people can access those documentation and make changes as per their own convenient date, time, and place, right? So this kind of facilities are also available with Google Docs. So blogs. So if you want to take an opinion of the expert on the particular topic in the domain or area in which you are, right, so you can also refer the blogs also, right? So blogs are very important in terms of sharing the theoretical and things knowledge in a practical way. So you can have the blogs. Google Maps. So if at all you want to find it out the route or the way out to reach at some location, so Google Maps can help you out to reach out at the certain location. So Google Map is also one of the area which you can utilize. SlideShare. So SlideShare is one of the tools where you can have the ready-made presentations on the topic that you are looking for, right? So SlideShare is also one of the great option that you all have to utilize, right? So ready-made presentation, or you can say if it is not ready-made presentation, but you will also learn the way of presentation style, the content that you have to put into your presentation, right? So this kind of ideas that you will definitely receive from the SlideShare option, right? So you all are well versed about this. Important sources of information in ICT tools is you can utilize wiki spaces, Skype's online platform to have a video conferencing, Dropbox, Facebook is a social media, Twitter, where the people are sharing their opinions on one of the social and great social media platform for politicians, actors, high class people, industrialists, right? So economists, so all such kind of great profiles. And even nowadays, the ordinary peoples are also using, greatest way to have the Twitter. So Twitter is a great platform to share your opinion on certain current affairs, topics, right, where people can react on your opinion, so through which you can see the people's reactions, and this is how you can have the opinions of the people with the utilization of ICT tools and techniques. So Digo is one of them. SlideShare is already there. Mozilla Firefox is a search engine for the content that we are looking for, and Google Chrome is another options that we all have to see to it, through which we can have the access of multiple contents, right? So we have to see all such parameters in a very detailed and explicitly, so that we can find out the great results for the content that we are looking for. Roles of ICT tools in today's scenario. So it was considered to be a ray of hope in the pandemics, right? So when COVID-19 has hit to the Indian and world, right? So it was a situation and it was a question mark for the world how to have the uninterrupted education system, right? And at that time, the India was the biggest sufferer because the mass of India is very high, the population is very high, and it was a question how to run the education system because distance was not possible in India because we are in a very rowdy situation that we are. So 2 foot, safe distance was not at all possible. So at that time, ICT has played a significant and magnificent role to have the uninterrupted learning and teaching facilities for all the universities, educational institute. So that's why it has been said that it was an integral part of teaching learning process because of the physical education was not possible during the COVID-19. Right. And it contributes not only in India, but all the types of countries across the globe, whether it was developed country, underdeveloped countries, or developing countries, right? Wherever the COVID-19 has hit its pandemic and the education was not possible in the school, offline education was not possible. So all the universities have taken a help of this kind of ICT tools, because I still remember, right before 2020, I was not aware about the online meetings, Google Meet, Zoom platform, right? So all such medias I was not aware. I even it was not there in my mobile phone. But the moment COVID-19 has hit to the Indian market, right? So within a month, all such tools are there in all the mobile phones, right? And everyone has accepted as a part of the necessity, right? But if the COVID-19 has not been heated, so I don't think so. The still the acceptability of such kind of tools will be there in the market. And believe me, as per NEP 2020, UGC has also given a permission to all the education institute, human resource development center, to have the orientation refresher programs, FTP programs to online, and it is considered to be equivalent to the offline courses, right? So this is possible. Even the degrees have started online in many universities, those who are highly quality education providing universities like A++ NAC, right? So this is what the ICT has made a changes in the education system and in the minds of society. And most importantly, it has changed the perspective of the teachers and students, towards the education system, right? That is from physical education to the online education, right? From physical classroom to the virtual classroom, right? So this is possible with the utilization of ICT tools. So benefits of the effective utilization of ICT tools. So if at all I'm utilizing such ICT tools, so what sort of benefits that I'm going to receive? So first is, it increase the motivation of students, because, students don't have to go to the, physical place of the schools or university, but by sitting at home and, by sitting at convenient location, or I can say not convenient, that any location where you are, right? So you can have the delivery of the content to the students or might be participants, right? So it have a motivation, makes session more attentive and interesting, so nobody can disturb you. If at all you are interested for learning, nobody will disturb you in between. You have your monitor and you have uninterrupted learning facility with the ICT tools, and with the clear demonstrations of the presentations of the content. And at the same time, you have the facility to validate those content which have been delivered by the session experts, right? So this was not possible in the physical classroom, but yes, nowadays ICT has made a significant changes in the education system, right, as a part of teaching learning process, right, in higher education institutes. Re-energize teachers motivation. So why it is re-energized? Because it reduces the efforts of teachers in terms of the teaching learning process, because student teachers don't have to involve in much of the administrative and controlling duties to the class monitoring. They don't have to control the activities of the students. Students can sit at home, and an uninterrupted lectures will be going on, right? And they can divert their efforts towards the providing more constructive knowledge and to the point requirements of the knowledge delivery. It is going to be possible, right? So it is re-energize the motivations of the teachers. You can learn new skills and techniques with the use of ICT tools. So if at all you feel that something new has been come out into the market, some new terminologies has come out to the market, some new software for research which has come out in the market, and if you want to see the demonstration of such software, right? So nothing is new for the ICT tools, right? So if something is new for you, but it is going to be old for the ICT tools, right? So if you type anything on Google, YouTube's, it is not new for them, right? So this is the wonders of ICT tools, that things which is new for us is not new for ICT tools. The things are available, you can easily refer and you can learn it. And believe me, tell me anything which you came across, and if you try to find out those things on YouTube and it is not available, I hardly found in my life that things which is I know in my life, and if I have tried to search out on YouTube, it is not available. It has not been happen at any point of time, right? So everything is available on YouTube. So you can develop, you can enrich your skills and techniques in the domain in which you are. If at all new inventions which is coming out into this particular domain, so definitely you can have the easy access with the utilization of ICT tools. Help students to understand the concept clearly. So wherever you feel queries, wherever you feel stuck up for any concept, so you can utilize this ICT tools, and ICT tools will clearly guide you on all the concept and things which is utilized for your clarity. So this integrations in education system with the use of ICT tools, it has significantly changed the educational scenario on the two ways. Firstly, the rich presentations of enriched concept and terminologies is possible with the utilization of ICT tools. Second is the vast distribution and easy access of information is available on everyone with the single click on the, whatsoever the parameters or tools that they are using as a part of ICT. The reason why we need ICT in higher education, right? So to have the reduced effort, smooth, convenient, smooth communications of the concept, to save the time of the students, to save the transportation times to the students, to have the flexibility of timings to access the concept of the students, to make the teaching convenient for teachers and students, right? In terms of the efforts that they have to put, right? And in terms of involving students in more in terms of brainstorming with the utilization of ICT tools and techniques during the process of the lectures, right? So we can force students to have the access of the materials for the concept that we are teaching. So within 5 seconds or 10 seconds, students can clarify the terminology if at all they are not able to understand during the lectures, right? With the utilization of online teaching learning process, with the utilization of ICT tools and techniques in higher education institute, which was previously in physical classroom, it was not possible, right? So this is a drastic change which ICT has bring out in higher education. And that's why ICT is considered to be a blessings in disguise. This from the student's perspective is, it is a mixed model of textbooks and technology. So even if you are looking for the textbook, so previously it was a physical, but nowadays all the soft copies of the textbooks are available, at multiple websites, portals, even the articles, blog, as we have already seen in the previous slide, right? So the seeds of creativity have been created for the students to have the multiple videos, multiple reading materials, reference book, textbooks, which is available in soft copy. So with single click and single typing, students can have the access of any sort of concept that we are looking for, right? So this has reduced efforts, make teaching convenient and more adaptive, more productive, rather I can say. And most importantly, you don't have to invest much for gaining such kind of knowledge, because the tools of ICTs are very cost friendly. You don't have to involve, you don't have to invest much into it. You just have your internet connectivity and your laptop, and you can have the wonders. From teachers perspective, yes. So in the epidemic period, so virtual classroom has created the safety for the teachers, which was a life-threatening challenge during the COVID-19. So that was the biggest advantage we have received, right? But on another aspect, through the ICT, we don't know what children are doing and all such aspects. So this is one limitations we have it. But yes, if we are dealing with the mature audience, so for ICT tools, it is not going to be the demerits for the education institute. It fills the gap between those who have the access to a variety of content in different language and those who don't have it. Previously, what happens that few faculties have the monopoly in terms of the few concept and materials that they have it. But nowadays, no one has the monopoly, because everything is available online with the utilization of ICT tools and techniques. So those days are gone. Now everyone is expert. Now the teacher has to work on the skill-based training program, right? So, and skills can be enriched and enhanced with the utilization of ICT tools and techniques, right? So we will see the live demonstration of the skills and talents that we have to increase in the minds of students one by one. So modern ICT tools for teaching learning process that we will see to it. So any guesses, but I'll not ask. I'll simply start the presentation. So, apart from the teaching in the classroom, whether it is physical or online classroom, so if students want to enrich their skills and talents in the domain area in which they are learning, right? So, apart from the classroom teaching learning, students can have the access of the multiple platforms like Swayam, which is approved by Ministry of Education and Human Resource Department. So, where you have the multiple online free courses with the access, and you can have the logins, and you have this kind of facility for the students of India, right? So Swayam is run by the government of India, Ministry of Higher Education. Coursera is an international platform for the MOOC course, right, where you have many privileged universities which you have it, like Yale University, Harvard universities, right? So this kind of experts have shoot their videos for the content in the day, in the area and domain in which you are, so you can have the access of those content, and you can give the exams, you can have your results, you can understand the queries, you can drop the mail to the expert for any queries that you have it. So this kind of facilities is already there to enrich your knowledge in the domain area and to sharpen your skills that all the corporates are looking for from the students of higher education institute with the utilization of ICT tools and techniques. Harvard universities are also having their online courses. Byju's was one of the platform for the primary and secondary students to have the material access with the paid version, right? Although it was a costly, but yes, Baiju has once upon a time, it was having a great market. Right now, it has a downfall. Again, the downfall is the reason of the ICT tools, right? So earlier, when ICT tool was not full-fledged, the Baiju was having a monopoly to have the online content. But the moment after COVID-19, you see the Baiju's growth, it has drastically go down because the content was shared by multiple faculty, multiple university, multiple institute to the multiple people. So the monopoly that Baiju have it has just broken out. Right. So now people have realized that during what COVID-19 has forced us to do it, the Baiju was making a business for, 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs for the content of single students. Right. So you can see that until and unless if we are not adopting such changes, we are paying a great price to the people in the market. But at the same time, if we adopt such changes like Baiju has done it, right? The owner of Baiju has done it. He has learned a lot of money, in since 10 to 15 years of time period in the education scenario. So this is what the skills that you have it. So you have the employability, right? But Baiju was failed to find out the multiple solutions, with the upliftment and bringing of ICT tools in the overall platform, right? So now they are failure. Google also have the ICT based MOOC courses, which is completely free that you can opt for it. IIT Madras is also providing online degrees for diploma courses. So that also we can have it for data science. So data science is a huge market in today's scenario. So we must go for it, multiple data science programming, like if at all I am talking about management and commerce. So we have SPSS, MO, Smart PLS, eViews, R programming, Orange software, advanced Excel, right? So these kind of free courses and free platforms are also going to be provided. So we must go for it, right? So we have to give it the importance to this. Online classroom teaching tools, which is required for the faculty and students to have it in your system, whether it is a laptop or mobile phone. So that is a Zoom, that is one of the platform. Classin is another platform to conduct in online classes. GoToMeeting is another platform where you can have the online classes. Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, where we all are right now have these sessions, and Schoology and Big Blue Button. So these are the few example. I'm not saying these are the only tools, but yes, likewise, there are certain other tools and techniques of ICT tools through which online classes can be possible. Recording of the classes is also possible now with the licensed versions, where we can connect thousands of people in a single classroom, and the recordings of the sessions is also possible. So earlier when the physical classroom was there, so if students forgot certain concept, or if they have not paid an attention to that concept, so to recall those concepts from the faculty was very difficult, right? But what ICT has made a changes. So if at all, if you are not able to listen this class right now, But if this recording is with you, so and at anywhere, any point of time, if you want to refer those concept again and again, so you just open the videos, and you can have the excess of the content that you have missed out in the previous week, right? So this is possible with the utilization of online classroom teaching tools. So apart from the classroom teaching, there was the examination point of view, which was also one of the worried things for the people. So online quiz platforms, if you have to see to it, then Google Form Quiz was one of the platform where we were taking the quiz and exams for the students. And Think Exam was the one of the platform where you can have the online examinations for the people. FlexiQuiz was the platform. Testmos.com, where you can create your test, create your batch for the subjects which you are, and you can have the results. Once the students will submit it, you can produce the results within 5 minutes. So earlier we have to do it physical examination, physical checking, that that involves a lot of efforts. But what this ICT tool has bring out, that it has reduced our effort drastically, and it has provided the buffer time, and this time we can involved in some other activities through which we can increase our productivity in a drastical way, right? So this is possible with the utilization of testmos.com. And Profros quiz maker is one of the platform. The other common tools, so government has started in the COVID-19 that if at all, if the poor people cannot reach to the location, or they don't have ICT tools also, so the mobile phones and laptops, so they can refer the Diksha, Doordarshan channel, where the government was putting the free online maths and English classes for the students of different genre like standard 3, 4, 5, 6. So students have the online learning by sitting at the home, and the learning should not get stopped. That was the biggest role of ICT tools during the COVID pandemic, right? So ICT tool is not restricting to one or two things, but it is the development of 360-degree corner in the education institute, and to develop the skills and talents among the students, right? So this is the role of the ICT tools which has come out. ICT resources for education. So these are the resources which we required, like we required monitors, right? Screen we required, then projector we required, right? So this is projector, right? The laptop which we required. So if at all we want to conduct a classes, we required laptops, clear? And most importantly, the software, that is Prezi software or any other quiz making software that we are looking for. So this is Prezi software. 15 minute, so AI tools for teaching. So apart from ICT, now ICT is now again it is an it is half-hearted concept. If at all, we are not considering AI tools for teaching, right? So there are certain AI tools that we have to consider, right? So that is one of the AI tool is Max AI tool. So what is the role of this Max AI tools? So it gives the suggestions of the content that you are finding out, or you are trying to find out on the Google, right? So it is an AI based extension in the Google Chrome, which provides the content with the suggestions and references in terms of specific authors or agencies that has published on the same topic for which the researcher is looking for. Right. So we have to see to it that AI tool is working. Like, let's say, we will see the demonstration of the Max AI tools for all of us. Okay. So if at all, if I'm searching for the RBI policy and guidelines, right? RBI new rules and policy and guidelines, right? So if at all you can see this, the moment I'll type ICT tool, so you can see this, the Max AI tool has automatically get activated. Or else if you want to install in your PC, so you just type Max AI extension for Google Chrome, right? Max AI extension for Google Chrome, right? So you can directly install and add on this particular parameter into your laptop, right? So you can find out this and you can add it into your Google Chrome, right? So right now I have added over here. So this option is deactivated. So right now you might feel you must receive the message of add from Google Chrome. So you click on here, so it will get added. Right now I already have it, so I'll keep it over here. And the moment I have put this guidelines, so RBI guidelines, so you can see this, so if at all I'm going for Google Chrome, I have to see all such parameters. And I don't know whether Google is providing me relevant concept or things or not. But yes, Max AI is an extension that is already understood what I am trying to find out. So you can see this, they have provided the most relevant suggestions for the topic which I'm looking for. So you can see this, if at all I'm finding RBI new policies and guidelines. So the moment I have clicked, you can see this Max AI, I have directly dragged me to the latest modification and the things which has been come out, latest suggestions, policies which RBI has framed. I am directly dragging to that pages. You can see this. I have the new policy till May pre 2014, so not less than 1 month. So this is what the wonders of the AI tools with the integration efforts of the ICT tools and techniques. Right. So this is Max AI tools where you have the suggestion. So whenever you are finding, whenever you are making some projects, research papers, even if you are doing your administrative work at your universities, college, even if you are making content, materials for the students. So if you have the Max AI tool, you don't have to, find it out, from the Google by opening multiple content, but you just type in Google and Max AI will give you most relevant concept of the things which you are looking for according to your requirement. So again, it reduces the efforts, right? So even to find out in online, this kind of AI tools will reduce our efforts, right? So this is what happens. Cross-check AI tools. So what does this cross-check AI tools provide? So it provides the suggestions for the content watch which researcher is looking for. So it also highlight the contents, right? So once I highlight the content, right, it will provide me the suggestions where this kind of, if at all I'm putting the color marking on the interest of RBI, you can see on the slide, the interest RBI charges bank when the letter borrows money from it. So Max, what cross-check is doing it? It will provide me the highlighted content where I can find it out for the content which I have marked as a colored, right? So this is what the wonders of the AI tools. So if at all I'm finding out this particular concept, right? So let's say RBI Reserve Policy BBP logo, right? If I'm highlighting, Max AI will give me the, but if at all I'm going into this particular topic, right, where I have, right. So let's suppose if I'm highlighting this topic. So can you see this highlighting option? So it is got highlighted, right? So it is got highlighted, right? And if I want to remove this highlight, so it is get deactivated. And even though if you highlight this option, right? So if it is got highlighted, and again, if you click again over here, so you can see this inverted comma, right? So it will create, uh, you know, what I can say is brochure kind of things, right? So you can change the color of this brochure over here, right? So if at all you want to make a tagline or you want to make a banner, right, for the important concept that you want to teach to your students, so you don't have to go to the Canva and all such aspect. But if you just type your content over here, just highlight it and just click it, the brochure is there along with the resources from where you have taken this brochure, right? So you can see this, right? So this is the wonders which you can do it with the use of AI tools, and you can download it, this brochure over here, right? You can download this brochure. So it gets downloaded and let's see how it is looks like. So this is Glass AI tool to make a brochure. So you will utilize the Glass AI tool. So you can see this. This is a brochure which I have created from the Reserve Bank of India monetary policy pages, which is an official website of www.rbi.org.in. And the AI software which I have used is Glass AI, right? So Glass AI tool will help you to make a, brochures for the content which we are looking for, right? Skyspace Copilot is another great platform for the researcher who are looking for the literature review, right? So let's see Skyspace Copilot. right? Skyspace Copilot. So if at all I'm looking for, so let's suppose behavioral finance research paper, right? So Skyspace Copilot, or else what you can do it, you can add this Google Chrome extension Skyspace Copilot, and you can have the access of the Skyspace Copilot extension of AI over here, and you can directly click over here. Skyspace Copilot is getting activated over here on the screen. You can see this. So if at all you are looking for the content only, you can type those content into chat box, or else if you are looking for the literature review of this topic which you are looking for, so you can click on the literature review, so it will give you the topic. It is a loaded page, so they are telling to wait for some time. Okay, so you can see this. Now I can click over here, and if I'll type over here research paper in the literature review, so you can see this. It will create my library for the future research aspect. So I can save my paper, I can create my library, and most importantly, it creates the references with single clicks. I can create my references with a single click. I don't have to make a lot of efforts. You can see this the moment I have typed behavioral finance research paper. So if at all, just like if you are finding on Google's, so you don't know whether this paper is available in PDF or only abstract is available. So if at all you are finding the PDF files, that is mean entire paper on behavioral finance, so you click on PDF. So now Skyspace Copilot will only suggest those paper where the PDFs of the paper are available. And believe me, in this AI tool, you might have the PDF of the paper for many of the paid journal, which is not available on Google Scholar as a free access. Right. So this is a wonder, right? So you can have the access of the PDF of this paper. You can see this, right? So you can see this. You can see this Willy online library. If you type on Willy any paper, it is not free of cost, where you have to pay the price of the paper in dollars. But with the Skyspace Copilot, you have the free of cost paper over here. You can see this. It is an Orchid ID paper, Scopus paper. So you can see this, the behavioral finance paper. And most importantly, if you find this paper important, you can have the citations are ready also with a single click, just API site, click copy text, and paste this things in Word file, right? Paste these things in Word file. Let me open the Word file, fresh file. Yes, so you can see this, the references are also ready along with DUI number, along with DUI number. So, right, so whenever you are going for good quality journals, so they are asking the DUI numbers for the API style. So you can see this. This is the wonder which we can create with the utilization of ICT tool, right? So I have found the paper, I have the PDF, so I can decide my methodology, I can decide my analytical tools, I can have the API within a single click. I can make my literature review. I can make my content rephrased for the literature review. Things are ready, and I can complete my literature review with 3 to 4 hours time period if I'm looking for PhD work. So this is what the wonders of the ICT tools and techniques in the education system. That is most importantly, I found this very, very important. And if you go into my library, right, if you click on this paper, right, if you click on this paper, right, and if you want to add into your library, right, so you can add into your library also. If you want to ask any questions to this co-pilot on this paper, so you can also ask the questions also. It will get resolve your query as much as they can, right? So this is what you can say to it, right? So this is how you can improve your research work. And if you can go into this, so my library I have already created. You can directly import the paper from the Zotero also. You can see this option, Zotero, right? So if you connect to the Zotero, so Zotero will automatically fetch the paper from SciSpace Copilot. So this is how you can do the wonders if you know the multiple things of AI and ICT tools in education system, right? So let's go ahead. Okay, and the last topic which I want to show it to you is, you should have your Vidwan InfluentNet ID as a researcher, and as a faculty, you should have your Vidwan InfluentNet ID. Uh, Okay, so this is a researcher InfluNet profile where you can create your profile and people can find out your profile as if at all they are looking for your profile. So you must have this kind of things, and it is approved by. You can see this National Mission on Education through ICT, that is called NME ICT, which is approved by Government of India. So you can have the login from here. So login as an expert. So you can log in as an expert. So you can log in over here from either through your Google or LinkedIn ID. So you just click on, I have my login through LinkedIn ID. So I'll just click on LinkedIn. So you can see this, they're asking me the password. I don't know whether I will put right or not. I have to do the forget password. Just a minute. I'll set the new password. Hmm, just a minute. Okay, so password has been changed. So just I have, I'll show you the overview of the LinkedIn profile. The InfluNet researcher profile, that is InfluNet ID. Uh, So you can see this profile over here, which is Ministry of Education. So this is LinkedIn profile score, which I have it, that is 7.1 out of the 10. So this is which I have. This score has been allotted you based on the details which you have feed with the consideration of multiple area of information which have been asked by the Ministry of Education. So here are the parameters of the things which have been asked by them. So if you feed all the details, you would be able to see your profile score over here, right? And most importantly, this is my with one ID. So if at all, if somebody wants to search my ID, so they can search it on 204677. If at all they wants to connect me, or if they want to find out my profile and wants to take an information of my contact number or something, or if they want to connect with me for research and all these aspects, so this is in my profile, that is 204677. So people can have the access, but for that you should have your own account for the first, and then only you can do it. And most importantly, if somebody is asking your brief CV, so with one InfluNet is ready-made, available, the CV that you are looking for. So it is preferring and it is making your CV according to the structural and professional way. So you don't have to make your CV, just feed the information and your CV is ready with a single click. So this is how you have to learn such parameters. You can see this. The CV is made by the profile URL of Vidwan InfluNet ID. So if somebody outside wants to see my profile, so just click on this link and it will drag you to the profile, right? So this is how the wonders. So you can see this. If somebody from outside is looking for my profile, so this my profile looks like, right? So this is how my profile is looking. Right. So this is how the wonders we can do it in education. Most importantly, we should have the connectivity with each of us with the use of ICT tools, right? So this is what the CV that you have it, right? So there are many much more parameters are there, but due to the concern of time, right? So this is what the CV that have been made out. So you can directly submit to any agencies where you want to send it. So this is how the things is happening. So that's it from my side today. So if at all, if you have any questions or query, so the stage is open for all of you to have the question answer.